Hello, it's day 14, and I want to talk about lunch. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit better again today. I have way more bad days than good days, but yesterday was a doozy of a bad day. Fridays are really, really tough for me when it comes to maintaining my health. Like, my whole soul is telling me to just binge on a Friday. And I did not do as well as I had hoped yesterday. But it got me thinking, if Fridays trigger binges, what else triggers binges? Because it's not like I only binge on Friday. And as I thought about it, I realized that another major trigger I have when it comes to binges is lunch. I'm terrible at eating lunch. If you ask people on the internet, like, which meal is hardest for you, a lot of people will say breakfast. But for me, it's lunch. I've never had trouble waking up and eating a relatively healthy breakfast. I also don't really struggle with dinner time. I'll eat at dinner. Sometimes I'll overeat a little bit, but lunch is the meal that usually sets me off. I think the main reason for that is that I don't usually eat lunch per se. I'll sit down and I'll eat breakfast, but I won't sit down to eat lunch. Typically, I'm busy or I don't really have the energy during the day to cook myself something, or I'll forget to bring a lunch when I'm at work. So, usually, what I end up doing is grazing. At work, there's like a whole variety of candy that I can raid, and chips, and just very unhealthy stuff. And when you're hungry during the day, it's really difficult to resist those foods. And I know I'm not restricting the type of food I'm allowed to eat on this diet, but still, I don't think that eating 500 or 600 calories worth of Sour Patch Kids is really the way to go if you're trying to be health conscious. So usually if I eat badly at lunchtime or I don't eat lunch at all, I'm starving by dinner time. And even though dinner isn't something I struggle with, if I've already fallen off the wagon for the day and I've already binged, then what's the point of resisting it any longer? I'll eat 2 or 3 helpings of things. I'll go on and I'll have dessert. I'll go play video games with even more candy because, like, what's the point? I've already blown it for the day, right? I've been blowing it since lunch. So lunch is a huge, huge trigger for me when it comes to binging or overeating in general. Is that uncommon? I'm not really sure. Because, like I said, a lot of people on the internet don't really explore what their triggers are when it comes to food. But man, yesterday was so tough, and today was better up until lunch. I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I don't want to cook lunch. I don't want to cook lunch, so I'm just going to eat a handful of Reese's. Do you know how many Reese's I ate yesterday? You'd think I'd be sick of Reese's, but I don't know. So I ended up having 1 slice of pizza and 5 mini Reese's cups. That was my lunch. But you know what? I put it down as a meal. I didn't eat 6 or 7 slices of pizza like I did yesterday. I didn't eat half a bag of miniature Reese's. I ate maybe not a reasonable amount, but I ate less than I would have. I think going forward, I'm going to have to make more of an effort to make lunch a landmark of the day. That means I'm going to have to probably prepare my lunches beforehand. I think I'm going to have to do some meal prep. If not meal prep for when I'm at home, at least meal prep for when I'm at work. There's really no way to avoid that shelf full of candy at work. It's not like I can just throw it out because other people eat it too. It's difficult, man. It's difficult. So I'll update you on how that goes. And if I find any good lunch recipes, I'll share them. But for right now, I just gotta get in the habit of eating a real lunch.